Alex stood in the center of the dojo, the scent of sweat and polished wood surrounding him. He was a black belt, proud and confident, known for his lightning-fast kicks and powerful punches. Every day he trained hard, pushing himself to be the best. His friends admired him, often gathering around to watch his impressive moves. As he practiced, he couldn't help but boast about his skills, laughing off the idea that anyone could challenge him. One afternoon, after a particularly intense training session, Alex overheard a group of students whispering and giggling. Curious, he turned to see them pointing at Mr. Lee, the janitor, who was quietly mopping the floor. With his gray hair and worn-out uniform, Mr. Lee didn't look like a fighter. To most, he seemed like just an older man doing his job. But Alex's friends were mocking him, suggesting that the janitor was weak and couldn't possibly know anything.
About martial arts? Come on, guys. You really think that guy could take me on? Alex laughed, a smirk spreading across his face. He felt a rush of arrogance, believing no one could match his skills. Not. The idea of sparring with Mr. Lee sparked
a challenge in his mind. "I'll show you how easy it would be," he declared, his voice filled with bravado as the laughter faded. Alex approached Mr. Lee. The janitor looked up from his work, a kind smile on his face. "Mr. Lee, how about a little sparring match?" Alex asked, his tone playful, yet laced with an underlying seriousness. He expected Mr. Lee to decline, to laugh along with the others. Instead, Mr. Lee simply nodded, his eyes twinkling with a hint of mischief. "Sure, Alex, I'd be happy to," Mr. Lee replied calmly. His voice was steady. It intrigued Alex. There was something about the way. Mr. Lee accepted the challenge that sent a shiver down Alex's spine. He had expected an easy victory. But now there was a flicker of uncertainty. The news of the sparring match spread quickly through the dojo. Fellow students gathered around, eager to watch what they thought would be an entertaining spectacle. Black belt against a janitor? Alex's friends encouraged him, laughing and cheering as they anticipated a swift win. They believed it would be a simple lesson for Mr. Lee, a reminder of who truly held power in the dojo. As the day of the match approached, Alex felt a mix of excitement and nerves. He trained harder than ever, refining his techniques and visualizing victory. In his mind, he was unbeatable. But deep down, a small voice whispered doubts. What if Mr. Lee was not as helpless as he seemed? Shaking off the thought, Alex pushed himself to ignore it, focusing instead on his confidence. On the day of the match, the dojo buzzed with energy. Students filled every corner, eager to witness the unlikely showdown. Alex felt the weight of their eyes on him, fueling his determination. He stood ready, his heart racing with adrenaline as he waited for Mr. Lee to step onto the mat. When Mr. Lee walked in, the atmosphere shifted. He moved with a quiet grace, his posture relaxed yet alert. Alex couldn't help but notice the way Mr. Lee carried himself. There was a confidence about him that was hard to ignore. As they faced each other, Alex felt a moment of hesitation. Was he really about to fight an old man who spent his days cleaning? But he quickly brushed the thought aside, reminding himself of his skill and experience. "This'll be easy," he thought, confident grin spreading across his face as they bowed to each other. Alex's friends cheered him on, their voices blending into a cacophony of excitement. But deep down, a seed of doubt lingered. What? If Mr. Lee was more than met the eye? The match was about to begin, and Alex was determined to prove that no one could outmatch a black belt, especially not a janitor. Little did he know, he was about to learn a lesson that would change everything. As the dojo filled with eager spectators, Alex stood across from Mr. Lee, feeling a mixture of excitement and tension in the air. The students whispered among themselves, their eyes darting between the two opponents. Alex's heart raced, but he was determined to show everyone that he was not just a great martial artist, he was unbeatable. Mr. Lee, on the other hand, appeared calm and composed, quiet confidence radiating from him. It was a stark contrast to Alex's fiery energy. "Are you ready?" Alex asked, trying to sound casual. But his voice betrayed a hint of nervousness. Mr. Lee simply nodded, his expression unchanged. "Let's see what you've got, old man," Alex taunted, trying to dismiss any doubts he felt. The crowd chuckled, and Alex felt a surge of bravado as the match began. Alex launched into a series of rapid kicks and punches, showcasing his skills with flair. He moved like lightning, aiming to overwhelm Mr. Lee with his speed. The spectators cheered, urging, Come on, Alex. Show him who's boss." They shouted, their excitement echoing off the dojo walls. But to Alex's surprise, Mr. Lee didn't flinch. Instead, he sidestepped gracefully, avoiding each of Alex's attacks with ease. It was as if he could see the moves coming before they happened. Alex felt a pang of frustration as he realized that his initial confidence was beginning to wane. Mr. Lee's calm demeanor was unsettling. He fought harder, determined to prove himself. As the match continued, Alex grew more aggressive. Throwing punches with increasing force, he was driven by the need to impress his friends, to prove that he was the best. But every time he struck, Mr. Lee countered with a fluid motion, redirecting Alex's energy against him. It was a dance of power versus wisdom, and Alex was beginning to lose his footing. "Is that all you've got?" Alex shouted, trying to mask his growing anxiety. He launched a powerful kick aimed at Mr. Lee's midsection, but once again, the janitor dodged effortlessly, leaving Alex off balance.
Ow!
The crowd gasped, their cheers turning into murmurs of confusion. Alex could feel their eyes on him, judging his every move. "Focus, Alex," he told himself, shaking off the embarrassment. He took a deep breath, trying to regain his composure. But as he looked at Mr. Lee, he felt a strange mix of respect and anger. Who was this man, and why was he so good? Alex couldn't shake the feeling that he had underestimated him. In that moment, Mr. Lee spoke softly, his voice calm. "Martial arts is not just about strength, Alex. It's about balance and respect." The word struck a chord within Alex. But he was too proud to acknowledge it. Instead, he charged forward again, his fists swinging wildly, fueled by frustration. The crowd watched in awe as Mr. Lee continued to dodge and weave, his movements almost effortless. Each time Alex missed, he felt a wave of humiliation wash over him. The cheers for him had faded, replaced by a newfound respect for Mr. Lee. Slowly, students began to realize that this match was not going as they had expected. As the match progressed, Alex's energy began to wane. He was breathing heavily, sweat dripping down his face. He threw another punch, but this time, Mr. Lee caught his wrist, holding it firmly yet gently. Alex felt a rush of panic as he struggled to break free, but Mr. Lee held him in place. "Remember, it's about control, not just power," Mr. Lee said. His eyes locking with Alex's dot. In that moment, something shifted within Alex. He started to see Mr. Lee not just as a janitor, but as a skilled martial artist with years of wisdom. The realization hit him hard. He had been so blinded by his own confidence that he had failed to see the truth. Mr. Lee was not just an old man. He was a master in his own right. With a sudden burst of clarity, Alex stepped back, breathing heavily. He looked at Mr. Lee, and for the first time, he saw the respect and understanding in the older man's eyes. It was a moment of awakening, a realization that martial arts was about more than just winning. It was about learning and growing. Crowd fell silent, watching as Alex's pride began to crumble. He took a deep breath, ready to change his approach. The match was far from over, but Alex knew that he needed to do more than just fight. He needed to listen and learn. But the challenge had become more than just a test of skill. It was a lesson in humility, and it was only just beginning. The air in the dojo was thick with anticipation as Alex and Mr. Lee squared off, their eyes locked in a silent challenge. The students surrounded them, their excitement palpable. Alex felt the weight of their gazes, fueling his determination. To win, he had spent years honing his skills, and he was ready to showcase his talent against someone he believed was no match for him. But deep down, uncertainty gnawed at him. Could Mr. Lee really hold his own? As the referee signaled for the match to begin, Alex sprang into action. He launched a flurry of punches, each one aimed with precision and speed. His movements were sharp and confident, each attack meant to intimidate his opponent. The crowd erupted in cheers, chanting his name as he danced around the mat, feeling invincible. But to his surprise, Mr. Lee remained calm, his expression unchanged. With a swift step to the side, Mr. Lee avoided Alex's first strike effortlessly. Alex's eyes widened in disbelief. Was he really that good? He thought as he tried. To shake off the creeping doubt, he threw another punch, this time with all his strength, only to find Mr. Lee countering with a gentle but firm grip on his wrist. "Control the energy, Alex," Mr. Lee advised, his voice steady and patient. It was a lesson wrapped in a challenge. Alex pulled back, his heart racing. He realized that Mr. Lee was not just dodging his attacks. He was teaching him a lesson about patience and strategy. Frustration bubbled inside him, and he charged forward again, this time attempting a series of quick kicks. Each kick was met with a clever dodge or a well-timed block. The crowd gasped, their excitement shifting to confusion. They had come to see a dominating performance from Alex, but what they witnessed was something entirely different. As the match progressed, Alex began to feel the strain. His muscles burned and sweat dripped down his forehead. Each failed attempt to land a hit chipped away at his confidence. He could hear whispers from the crowd, doubts creeping into their voices. "He losing to the janitor?" someone murmured. The words stung, and Alex felt a rush of embarrassment. He was not just fighting Mr. Lee, he was fighting against the expectations of his peers. In a moment of desperation, Alex decided to change tactics. He slowed down, taking a breath to refocus. He remembered what Mr. Lee had said about control. Instead of rushing in, he started to observe. He watched Mr. Lee's movements, noting how he flowed like water, adapting to each of Alex's attacks. It was mesmerizing, and Alex felt a flicker of respect growing within him. With renewed determination, Alex approached the match differently. He feigned a punch, drawing Mr. Lee into a trap. But Mr. Lee was ready. With a swift motion, he sidestepped and swept Alex's legs out from under him. Alex landed hard on the mat, the impact knocking the wind out of him. Laughter erupted from the crowd, but it was not malicious. It was a mix of surprise and admiration for Mr. Lee's skill. As he lay on the mat, Alex fought against the embarrassment. Rising within him, he had always prided himself on being strong and skilled. But this match was revealing a side of martial arts he had yet to understand. Mr. Lee extended a hand, helping Alex back to his feet. "Every fall is a chance to learn," he said, his voice calm and encouraging. In that moment, Alex felt a shift within himself. He realized he was not just there to win. He was there to grow. With a nod of gratitude, Alex stood ready again. This time, he approached the match with a different mindset. He focused on the rhythm of the fight, moving with intent rather than aggression. He practiced the lessons Mr. Lee had subtly woven into their sparring. The crowd watched in silence, sensing the change in Alex's demeanor. As they resumed the match, Alex found a new flow. He combined his strength with patience, responding to Mr. Lee's movements instead of forcing his own. With each exchange, he felt a deeper understanding of martial arts taking root within him. It was not just about winning. It was about respect, balance, learning from each opponent. The dojo echoed with the sounds of their movements, thuds of feet on the mat, breaths of effort, and the occasional cheer from the audience as Alex began to hold his own. Realized that Mr. Lee was not just a janitor, he was a master, and Alex was grateful for the chance to learn from him. As the match continued, Alex started to smile, feeling the weight of pride shift from his shoulders. He was no longer just trying to prove himself. He was experiencing the beauty of martial arts. Excitement in the dojo grew, and for the first time, he felt a sense of camaraderie with Mr. Lee. The match was far from over, but it had already become a moment of truth, shaping Alex into a better martial artist and a more humble person. The match continued, and the atmosphere in the dojo shifted. The initial excitement from the students had turned into a deep respect for what they were witnessing. Alex, once filled with arrogance, was now fully engaged in a battle of wits and skill against Mr. Lee. Each movement felt like a dance, a blend of power and grace, and for the first time, Alex understood the true essence of martial arts as they exchanged blows. Alex felt a growing sense of admiration for Mr. Lee. The older man moved with such ease and fluidity, effortlessly countering Alex's attacks. It was clear that Mr. Lee had years of experience behind him. Alex began to realize that this match was not just about physical strength. It was a test of character, patience, and respect. In a moment of clarity, Alex paused, his heart pounding in his chest. He remembered the wise words Mr. Lee had shared earlier. Control the energy. With each attack, Alex had been focusing on his own strength. But now he understood that martial arts was about balance between strength and strategy, between aggression and calmness. With renewed focus, Alex adjusted his approach. He took a step back, allowing Mr. Lee to make the first move. Mr. Lee advanced with a swift jab. But Alex anticipated it this time. He sidestepped and countered with a low kick, aiming to disrupt Mr. Lee's balance. The crowd erupted in cheers, surprised by Alex's sudden shift in tactics. He felt a surge of confidence as he landed the hit, but Mr. Lee was quick to recover. He spun gracefully, using Alex's momentum against him. In an instant, he had Alex in a hold, demonstrating the power of technique over brute strength. Alex struggled for a moment, but instead of panicking, he remembered the lesson in control. He relaxed, allowing Mr. Lee to guide him out of the hold. Their eyes met, and in that moment, Alex saw the depth of wisdom behind Mr. Lee's calm exterior. "Good," Mr. Lee said, his voice low, but filled with encouragement. "You're learning." The words sparked something within Alex. He realized that this was more than just a match. It was a journey of self-discovery. He was not only fighting Mr. Lee, he was battling his own ego and misconceptions about martial arts. With a deep breath, Alex reset himself, began to vary his movements, mixing in feints and unpredictable strikes. This time, he was not just trying to win, he was trying to understand. Each exchange with Mr. Lee became an opportunity to learn. The crowd watched in awe as the match shifted from a one-sided display to a true contest of skill and respect. As they moved across the mat, Alex felt the energy between them transform. It was no longer just about winning, it was about connection. With every strike and dodge, they were communicating, sharing a bond that transcended their roles as fighter and teacher. Alex started to enjoy the challenge, feeling a sense of freedom in the flow of movement. In a particularly intense moment, Alex executed a spinning kick, aiming for Mr. Lee's shoulder. The older man effortlessly ducked and countered with a swift jab to Alex's side. The impact knocked the wind out of him, and he stumbled back, surprised by the force. The crowd gasped, but Alex quickly regained his footing, determination replacing the initial shock. Instead of feeling defeated, he felt invigorated. "Nice try," Mr. Lee called out, a smile creeping onto his face. "But remember to focus on your balance." Those words struck a chord. Alex realized that balance was not just about physical stability, it was about mental clarity as well. He needed to find his center, both in the match and in himself. With this newfound understanding, Alex took a moment to center himself, breathing deeply. He focused on the rhythm of the match, feeling the energy flow through him. As he looked at Mr. Lee, he saw not just an opponent, but a mentor, a man who had dedicated his life to the art of martial arts. Feeling a wave of gratitude, Alex made a decision. He would fight with respect, not just for the match, but for Mr. Lee as a person. He launched into an attack, but this time it was different. He moved with purpose, blending his strength with the wisdom he had gained. The crowd erupted into cheers, sensing the change in the atmosphere. As they continued to spar, Alex felt a deep connection to Mr. Lee. Every move was a lesson, and every strike was a conversation. He realized that winning didn't matter as much as the journey they were on together. The match became a celebration of their skills, a testament to the power of humility and learning. With each passing moment, Alex transformed. No longer blinded by pride, he embraced the spirit of martial arts. He was ready to learn, to grow, and to respect the art form that had shaped him for so long. And in that dojo, under the watchful eyes of his peers, he was becoming something more than just a fighter. He was becoming a true martial artist. As the match continued, the energy in the dojo intensified. Alex could feel the shift within himself, a deepening understanding of what martial arts truly meant. Every time he faced Mr. Lee, he wasn't just fighting, he was learning. Each interaction was a lesson wrapped in movement. He was eager to absorb every word and gesture. Mr. Lee moved with grace, demonstrating a mastery that Alex had never fully appreciated before. The older man was not just dodging and countering. He was guiding Alex through a journey of self-discovery. With every failed attempt to land a hit, Alex felt frustration rise. But he quickly reminded himself of Mr. Lee's earlier words, "Every fall is a chance to learn." The wisdom resonated within him, urging him to let go of his ego and embrace the moment. In a surprising turn, Mr. Lee suddenly paused mid-move, allowing Alex a brief moment to catch his breath. "Martial arts is not just about fighting," he said, his voice calm and steady. "It's about respect for yourself, your opponent, and the art itself. You must learn to listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart." The sincerity in Mr. Lee's words struck Alex deeply. It was as if the older man was peeling back layers of confusion, revealing the core of what martial arts was all about. Alex nodded, absorbing the lesson. He realized that he had been so focused on winning that he had lost sight of the journey. He had treated the match as a battle to conquer, rather than an opportunity to grow. This revelation filled him with a sense of humility. He looked at Mr. Lee, who stood there patiently, ready to continue. There was strength in the older man's calmness, a quiet power that Alex wanted to emulate. With renewed determination, Alex stepped back into the sparring ring, ready to approach the match with a fresh perspective. Instead of charging in, he took a moment to observe Mr. Lee's stance, his breathing, and his movements. He felt a connection forming, a silent agreement that they were both on this journey together. It was no longer just about Alex versus Mr. Lee. It was about learning from each other. As they resumed sparring, Alex began to incorporate the lessons he had learned. He mixed in feints and practiced his timing, waiting for the right moment to strike. The crowd watched in awe as he began to hold his own against Mr. Lee, not through brute force, but through strategy and respect. Alex felt a sense of empowerment growing within him. It was not just a black belt. He was a student of the art. In a particularly intense exchange, Alex executed a series of quick jabs, each one aimed to test Mr. Lee's defenses. The older man responded with graceful counters, but this time, Alex was ready. Anticipated Mr. Tatsa Lee's movements, shifting his weight and dodging with newfound agility. As their bodies moved in unison, Alex felt a rush of exhilaration. This wasn't just a match. It was a dance, a beautiful expression of skill and understanding. Suddenly, Mr. Lee launched a feint of his own, drawing Alex into a trap. For a moment, Alex felt the thrill of panic rise within him. But instead of reacting with fear, he remembered the lessons of balance and control. He adjusted his stance, redirecting his energy and countering with a swift movement that caught Mr. Lee off guard. The crowd erupted into cheers, their voices echoing through the dough. Mr. Lee smiled, clearly impressed. "Well done, Alex. You're starting to understand," he said, his voice filled with encouragement. Alex beamed at the praise, feeling a wave of pride wash over him. It was not just about the move he had executed. It was about the journey he had taken to get there. As they continued to spar, Alex felt a deep sense of connection with Mr. Lee. The older man was no longer just a janitor. He was a mentor, a teacher who had opened Alex's eyes to the true spirit of martial arts. With every exchange, Alex felt himself growing, not just as a fighter, but as a person. He was learning the importance of humility, patience, and respect, values that extended far beyond the dode in the final moments of their match. Alex and Mr. Lee found themselves locked in a gentle standoff, both breathing heavily. The crowd fell silent, sensing the gravity of the moment. Alex looked into Mr. Lee's eyes, and for the first time, he saw not just a teacher, but a friend. With a nod of mutual respect, they bowed to one another, acknowledging the journey they had shared. As the match concluded, the dojo erupted into applause. Students cheered not just for Alex, but for the bond that had formed between him and Mr. Lee. In that moment, Alex realized that he had not only gained skills as a martial artist, but had also forged a connection that would last a lifetime. The lesson was clear. True strength comes from understanding, respect, and the willingness to learn from those around you. And as he stood there, surrounded by friends and a newfound sense of purpose, Alex knew he was just beginning to understand the true meaning of martial arts. The atmosphere in the dojo buzzed with excitement as the match drew to a close. Alex and Mr. Lee stood facing each other, both breathing heavily, sweat glistening on their foreheads. The crowd had witnessed an extraordinary transformation, and the energy was electric. Alex felt a rush of adrenaline coursing through him. Knowing that this was more than just a fight, it was a pivotal moment in his journey as they reset their stances. Alex looked at Mr. Lee with a mixture of respect and determination. He could see the spark of challenge in the older man's eyes, a silent invitation to push harder. This is it, he thought, feeling a surge of confidence. He had come a long way from the overconfident black belt who had underestimated Mr. Rue. Lee, now, he was ready to truly test his skills. With a deep breath, Alex launched forward, channeling the energy he had built throughout the match. He executed a series of quick jabs, each one powered by the lessons he had learned. Mr. Lee responded with fluid movements, blocking and countering with remarkable precision. The crowd gasped, captivated by the back-and-forth exchange between the two fighters. In that moment, everything clicked for Alex. He felt the rhythm of the match, the dance of their movements flowing seamlessly together. Each strike and counter-strike was a conversation, a dialogue of skill and respect. No longer fought just to win, fought to learn, to grow, and to connect with Mr. Lee on a deeper level. The dojo felt alive with energy, every spectator holding their breath, witnessing a rare moment of martial arts mastery. As the match intensified, Alex found himself in a powerful exchange with Mr. Lee. The older man's movements were graceful, but they were also purposeful. Alex realized that Mr. Lee was holding back just enough to allow him to shine, to teach him the final lessons he needed to learn. It was a testament to Mr. Lee's skill as a mentor, and Alex felt a surge of gratitude. In a pivotal moment, Alex attempted a spinning kick, recalling the techniques he had practiced over the years. He felt the wind rush past him as he executed the move, but Mr. Lee anticipated it and sidestepped with incredible agility. In an instant, Mr. Lee countered, using Alex's momentum against him. The older man swept Alex's leg, sending him crashing to the mat once again. For a brief moment, Alex lay there, stunned by the impact. The crowd gasped, and he felt a wave of embarrassment wash over him. But then he remembered Mr. Lee's words. Every fall is a chance to learn. Gathering his strength, Alex pushed himself back up, determined to face the challenge head-on. He had learned far too much to give up now. As he regained his footing, Alex looked at Mr. Lee, who stood ready, a proud smile on his face. In that smile, Alex saw encouragement and respect. The older man was not just a teacher, he was a source of inspiration. Alex felt a new fire ignite within him, a desire to push past his limits and truly embrace the spirit of martial arts. With renewed determination, Alex charged forward again, this time with a clear mind and a focused heart. He mixed his strikes with feints, keeping Mr. Lee guessing. The crowd erupted in cheers as Alex landed a solid jab, surprising even himself. He felt a rush of exhilaration, a surge of confidence that propelled him forward. Mr. Lee countered with a swift jab of his own, but Alex was ready, sidestepped and ducked, avoiding the strike. The movements came naturally now, as if they were part of a dance they had been practicing together. Alex felt a deep sense of connection with Mr. Lee, a bond forged through mutual respect and understanding. As the match reached its climax, both fighters were pushing their limits. Alex's heart raced with excitement, and he could feel the energy. Of the crowd behind him, they were no longer just spectators. They were part of this journey, cheering for both fighters as they showcased their skills. In a final exhilarating moment, Alex and Mr. Lee launched into a flurry of strikes, each move executed with precision and grace. The dojo echoed with the sounds of their movements, the cheers of the crowd blending into a symphony of encouragement. As they exchanged blows, Alex felt a profound sense of unity with Mr. Lee, a realization that they were both part of something greater than themselves. In the heat of the moment, Alex realized that this match had transformed him. He was no longer just a black belt. he had become a true martial artist, embracing the spirit of learning and growth. With one final strike, he and Mr. Lee executed a simultaneous move, both landing gently on the mat, breathless and smiling. As they stood there, the dojo erupted into applause, celebrating not just a match, but a journey of connection and discovery. Alex looked at Mr. Lee, and in that moment, he understood the true power of martial arts. It was about respect, friendship, and the bonds we create along the way. He had been challenged, humbled, and ultimately transformed, and he couldn't wait to continue this journey alongside his mentor. As the echoes of applause filled the dojo, Alex stood breathless, soaking in the moment. The match had ended, but the lessons he had learned were just beginning to unfold. He looked around at the smiling faces of his friends and fellow students, their cheers ringing in his ears. But more importantly, he turned to Mr. Lee, who stood nearby, a proud smile lighting up his face. The older man had become a mentor, a friend, and a guiding light in Alex's journey. "Thank you, Mr. Lee," Alex said, his voice filled with sincerity. "I never knew how much I needed to learn from you. This match was more than I expected." Mr. Lee nodded, his eyes warm and understanding. "You've done well, Alex. You've shown growth, not just in skill, but in your heart. That is the true mark of a martial artist." The words resonated deeply within Alex. He had entered the dojo that day with the intention of proving himself, of showcasing his strength. But he had left with something far more valuable, a new perspective. On martial arts and life itself, he realized that every punch, every kick, and every moment of humility had shaped him into a better person. As the crowd began to disperse, many students approached Alex to congratulate him. "That was incredible. You really gave Mr. Lee a run." "For his money," one of his friends exclaimed. Alex smiled, feeling a swell of pride. But he knew that the true victory lay in the respect he had gained for Mr. Lee and for the art they both practiced. "Let's not forget who taught me those moves," Alex said, turning back to Mr. Lee. The older man chuckled, shaking his head lightly. "You found your own rhythm, Alex. It's a beautiful thing to witness. Remember, every fighter has their own journey, and yours is just beginning." As they walked together out of the dojo, Alex felt a sense of camaraderie with Mr. Lee that he had never experienced before. He had shared something profound in that matcha connection that transcended age and experience. Alex realized that he wanted to learn more from Mr. Lee, not just about martial arts, but about life itself. "Can I train with you more?" Alex asked, his voice filled with hope. "I want to learn everything you can teach me." Mr. Lee smiled, the warmth in his eyes reflecting the bond they had formed. "Of course, Alex. I would be honored to share what I know. But remember, the journey is as important as the destination." In the days that followed, Alex dedicated himself to training with Mr. Lee. Each session was filled with laughter, challenges, and moments of deep learning. They would spar, but also sit together. Discussing the philosophy behind martial arts, Mr. Lee taught Alex about the importance of balance not just in fighting, but in life. He shared stories from his own journey of struggles and triumphs that inspired Alex to push through his own challenges. One afternoon, as they sat on the dojo floor, Mr. Lee shared a story about his early days as a martial artist. "When I was younger, I thought I had to be the strongest to win," he began. "Ow. But over time, I learned that true strength lies in understanding yourself and respecting others. It's about finding harmony within and with those around you." Alex listened intently, absorbing every word. He realized how much he had grown, not just as a fighter, but as a person. The lessons he learned from Mr. Lee were shaping his character, teaching him patience, humility, the importance of community. As the weeks turned into months, a beautiful friendship blossomed. Alex found himself looking forward to every training session, eager to learn more. He discovered that Mr. Lee was not just a mentor, but a father figure who guided him through life's complexities. Together, they trained hard, but they also celebrated small victories, whether it was mastering a new technique or simply enjoying each other's company. One evening, as they finished a particularly grueling training session, Alex turned to Mr. Lee, his heart full. "I can't thank you enough for everything you've taught me. You've changed my life." Mr. Lee placed a hand on Alex's shoulder, his eyes glistening with pride. "You've changed your own life, Alex. You had the courage to learn and grow. That's what makes a true martial artist." As they stood together, the dojo felt like home, a place of learning, respect, and friendship. Alex knew that this journey was far from over. He had found not only a mentor in Mr. Lee, but a lifelong friend. Together they would continue to explore the depths of martial arts and the lessons it held. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit eager to learn, Alex looked forward to the future. He was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, armed with the knowledge that true strength comes from within, supported by the bonds we create along the way. And as he stepped out of the dojo, he felt a sense of purpose guiding him, a purpose rooted in respect, understanding, and the ever-evolving journey of life.